The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to explain how child support is calculated in Illinois when one of the parents is voluntarily unemployed or underemployed. So let's first talk about how child support is calculated in Illinois and why employment matters. So child support in Illinois since 2017 has been based on the incomes of the parents relative to one another. The way this works is that the court determines how much child support the parents as a unit together are required to pay towards their child using economic tables. And once they have that number, they divide that number between the parents based on incomes relative to one another. So the upshot is if you are paying child support, and it's always been this way, the more you're making, the more you're going to pay in child support. However, the flip side in the new law is that if you're receiving child support, the more you make, the less you're going to receive. So the more you make relative to the other party as a recipient. And that's what changed in 2017. Was prior to that, the recipient's income was irrelevant. So once this law changed, a lot of people ask me what happens if one of the parents is unemployed or underemployed. And so the first thing that we have to look at is whether the employment or unemployment or underemployment is voluntary or involuntary. So voluntary unemployment means that they're not trying to find a job either due to lack of effort or a motivation to evade child support, or if they are a business owner, if they're passing up on business opportunities for these reasons. If it's a voluntary unemployment or underemployment, then courts use potential income rather than actual income in order to determine the amount of child support payments. So what this means is that when we're trying to determine a child support amount, the parties will go into court and each party will try to prove what they think the potential income is of that person, what they could be making if they tried as hard as they could to get a job that they're qualified for, to get fully employed. And the court then will decide what their potential income is and then use that number in the calculation of child support rather than their actual income, which is very low because they are unemployed or underemployed. So what this means is that if you are a person who's supposed to be paying child support and you're voluntarily unemployed or underemployed, then the court will use your potential income to have you pay more than your actual income would dictate. If you're receiving child support and you're voluntarily unemployed or underemployed, the court will use your potential income to have you receive less than your actual income would normally dictate. So that's the general rule for when you're voluntarily unemployed or underemployed. If you're involuntarily unemployed or underemployed, the courts use your actual income. So there's two things we look at. First, the parties have to prove whether the unemployment is voluntary or involuntary. Second, the court has to decide, based on the parties' evidence, what, if it is voluntary, what the potential income would be. So this leads to a sub-question we have that to this main question: what happens if my ex gets remarried? And the general rule when your ex gets remarried is that it's basically irrelevant to child support calculation. So you don't take a look at the spouse's income when calculating child support. So if you're a recipient of child support and you marry someone who's very wealthy, that's not going to reduce your child support payments. You're only looking at the income of the person receiving child support. Now, on the other hand, if you marry somebody very wealthy and you're receiving child support, and as a result of your marriage, you decide to become voluntarily unemployed or underemployed, we're still going to look at your potential income when determining how much child support you're going to receive, not your actual income. So the fact that you get remarried and stop working is not going to cause you to receive more child support than you would have if you had kept working. The flip side of that is if you are paying child support and you stop working because you get remarried, you're still going to have to continue to pay as if you were still working. Now, there's one exception to our voluntarily unemployed person using potential income rather than actual income when calculating child support, and that is when they can show that it is in the best interest of the child for them to be voluntarily unemployed. So this is basically, and this is a very gray area, but this is basically if you're the person receiving child support, and you're the custodian of the child, and you can show that due to special considerations, it makes more sense for the child for you to stay home rather than to work. In that case, the court will make an exception to the rule that your potential income will be used to calculate child support, and they will use your actual income. So that's another consideration. It's not an automatic slam dunk that if you're voluntarily unemployed, they use potential income. If you are doing that for the best interest of the child and you can show that it's in their best interest, then there's a chance that they will use your actual income and your child support won't be reduced based on you being unemployed or underemployed. So if you have any questions, please give us a call at 630-324-6666 to schedule a free consultation, or you can leave a comment on our blog post at learn-about-law.com or below the video on our YouTube channel, and we try to answer those questions within about 24 hours. If you found this helpful, please subscribe on our YouTube, iTunes, or SoundCloud channel. We practice just about every area of law. We have several attorneys with different areas of experience, and we have offices all around Chicagoland for your convenience, so please feel free to give us a call. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.